stock music that everyone uses. All right. It is now live. We should be good to go. So, fellas, we're back again. Another episode of We Do a Little Sports. We're here on this beautiful Friday afternoon. Going to be diving into week 10 of the NFL and this 9-game NBA slate as well. So, a lot to cover today. Before we dive in, as always, Andy, Soby, how are you guys doing?
Beautiful. Crypto markets are pumping. I was texting you guys about bridging to some obscure Cosmos chain yesterday, and since I've purchased, I'm up 30%. It's just,
Are we
a
feeling
great time
back?
to be on the internet.
Are you glued to the computer 16 hours a day right now?
We're getting to the point where it actually feels like I'm better off gambling in crypto than gambling on underdog.
Yeah,
Which
no,
seems
Yeah.
like the massive sentiment shift.
that
Yeah.
I
Like,
had
because I
that.
legitimately thought it was better to like gamble in DFS than in crypto. I was like, no one's buying this shit right now. This shit's down only. At least I can maybe turn $5 into like 100 and get the dopamine rush.
And now you're like, wow, like this crypto shit, 25% a day. Maybe I should be
Yeah.
maxing the daily crypto contest, and not the daily underdog contest. I think for me, a lot of what I have, I need to be more open to the new shit like you guys. Sobe's telling me I need to be bridging and buying low supply shit coins that are, um, you know, semi guaranteed to pump, because just mathematically,
Shit's up like 40% since I showed it to you guys.
No, it's not, is it?
Yeah. Went from 1200 to
God damn it,
1700.
Soby.
Sobe's at the stage where we wake up in the morning to a 2-minute long voice memo of why this is the next token you need. That's where we're at right now. So
It feels good. It used to be, I wish I would wake up to Andy making those types of voice messages about what player we fucking need this week, dude. That would be the ideal situation from a dopamine perspective.
it's Kyle Kuzma.
Is it Kyle Kuzma
Look at
this
my
week?
exposure right now. It's Shengun. I'm at like
Sanguini,
50%
dude.
through 125 drafts. So
Is his questionable tag just is it just there to throw people off today? Like, do we really think he just plays through it, or does he project so highly if he's in that it doesn't matter if he's questionable and you get the swap, because like you're really happy in the 4th round just taking a swap for someone in the 6th when you have the upside he has?
So I've only been taking him in the 6th round, really. But I did most of my drafts today before like 9 a.m. And so he
Before
was
the
going really
ETR
late.
ranks came out.
I only really draft before ETR ranks come out. I only didn't finish maxing today because I had to go to lunch with Allie's parents.
Smart. Okay, well, yeah, ETR has him like top 15. I looked
Yeah.
at that and was like, oh boy.
Yeah, he projects like crazy. And so I've been hammering him, and my hot take is actually getting a 6th round swap is better than drafting someone in the 6th round unless they slid a lot. Like taking someone who is going to late swap is better than taking someone at like 33 ADP, I think, because you like basically get like delayed information. And so you can like you're going to get the first pick in like the swap draft.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can wait until, you have information that you're getting at 7 p.m. that you didn't have when you drafted. And so him being out isn't a bad thing.
What are the like top swaps are you looking at if he is out? Like, are you looking for Jalen Green?
It would really be contingent on like injury news and stuff. Like if no one else was injured or like out, probably a lot of it would be Asar Thompson for me.
We have Anthony Davis is really the only other big Q, right?
Yeah, at least right now.
I think Booker is already out, because I know last night he was projected 0. But yeah, you also never know in the NBA. Like, you could get news a half hour or 10 minutes before lock that like, oh, dude, Kawhi and Paul George both had tacos last night. Like, they got bad diarrhea and they're both sitting. And then you're like, oh shit, I need James Harden and Russ Westbrook. Or you just don't know.
I wasn't allocated for Kawhi Leonard shitting his brains out.
I mean, you got to be looking at all the scenarios out there. I'm going to share my screen and go through some of these NFL games. I think this is a week. another week like last week where there's not that many standout game environments, but I don't know. I think there's a lot more to like this week than last week. Last week was rough. I was demotivated to even draft last week. And maybe that's just me being soft, but
I wasn't really drafting NFL last week either. It was just like not fun.
I only did like 20 dog bowls, and then the week before I did 100. This week I'm already at 20, so I'm definitely going to be past that. But we'll figure out exactly where we land come Sunday morning. I'm planning to wake up Sunday morning and actually draft for like 4 hours before. Normally, I don't wake up till like 9 or 10, and then get my coffee, and then next thing I know, like I have 2 hours to draft, and those lobbies seem really soft. Every morning on Sunday, I'm sitting there like, man, why don't I do more drafts on Sunday morning? So definitely looking forward to that this Sunday.
Yeah, I've been like generally avoiding. I mean, I've been doing some dog bowls. I've done probably like 5 or 6, but like I want to hammer them Sunday morning. I think that's definitely the softest time. Like right now, everyone who's playing dog bowls is like the same 20 guys who are all smart. They know that maybe you get like one random no badger, but it's a pretty sharp field.
It is nice when you rip the dog bowls and you're doing it at the beginning of the week and there's no ranks. Like that's the only other time I like to do, like Monday or Tuesday, when it's just kind of get your guys season.
Hmm.
And then once the ETR stuff comes out, stuff really shifts. Like, I mean, Tony Pollard, good example this week. And I think they've put Geno and Tyler Lockett really high. They also have like Joe Burrow at 3. I haven't
Hmm.
seen that steam pick up as much, but there are some where, like with the running backs in particular, they come out and you're like, oh shit, okay, I'm gonna redo all my ranks to fucking copy theirs. But I have my screen shared, just sorted by over unders. The best 2 games of the week, or the top 2, kind of stick out to me. They've been what I've been trying to draft a lot of. We have Chargers and Lions, and we have Bengals in Houston. Chargers at Lions, we have Gibbs and Montgomery playing together for the first time in a few weeks. I think at the beginning of the week, Gibbs was like going 12th overall, and now he's going closer to 20th or later. We've really seen people realize like, oh yeah, Montgomery comes back and touches the ball a lot. Like maybe I shouldn't be taking Gibbs next to the workhorses. I'm trying to have more Montgomery than Gibbs this week. I don't really have a firm read on it. I think they could both still get there, but I don't think it's nearly as comfy as it was when it was only one or the other.
Yeah, I
Laporta,
don't really care about
probably
them that much.
Laporta's probably my favorite tight end. I really like how condensed you got the Lions offense. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown. You really don't have another wide receiver. They have Jameson and Josh Reynolds, but they don't get enough targets to really be of any importance. And then you have Laporta just getting a ton of targets. I'll pull it up here, but 31%.
Dude, Laporta, man.
31% last week. Like he's had spikes like that with Amon-Ra in. He's 22% on the season. You also have, if you look at the wide receivers, it's really just Amon-Ra here, 30% in the games he plays, and everybody else is at 12, 5, 10, 8. Like there's nothing. So you feel really comfy. I'm taking Amon-Ra at 3 or 4 most drafts. I'm taking him over Keenan Allen. I'm taking him over Eckler. I'm basically just taking CD and CMC ahead of him. Chase, going kind of back to this Bengals game, is projected as the best wide receiver, but he just has these back spasm things that it sounds like he's going to play. Higgins is already out. I feel like there's a really good chance Chase plays. And you probably argue that maybe he should be second over CD Lamb. But we also got big news today. Nico Collins is out. Oh shit! I got the tweet out too, so we're good. We got big
I
news.
didn't see that. That's huge for me. I've been drafting Tank Dell.
Yeah, no, Nico Collins got rolled out like an hour ago, and so did somebody else. Who was it on Houston? I was at lunch with Mrs. Deeze, and I was getting all of the underdog alerts because I have the underdog NFL account on push notifications. We got news 10 minutes ago. Traylon Burks is out. I wasn't really playing that.
Yeah.
Damian Pierce is the other one out. So Drake London's going to play. Nico Collins is out. Damian Pierce is out. Those were the news I got. And then obviously T. Higgins is out. So hopefully this game is pretty condensed, right? Like you have two really high powered offenses. Joe Mixon is getting a lot of steam. He's going at like 12 to 14 in some of these Dawg Bowls now, whereas in the beginning of the week he was going closer to 20. But I think this game can really shoot out. We've seen Stroud sling it. He looks great. I don't really think I don't like respect Cincy's defense maybe as much as I should, but I think Stroud could throw on him all day. And I kind of like Noah Brown now too, which kind of feels gross to say. But if Nico Collins isn't going to be there, Stroud has shown a connection with Noah Brown, and he's not afraid to throw it to him right over the middle in dangerous windows, and dude catches the ball. So I think he's playable as well. On the Chargers side, it's another pretty condensed offense. Kind of going back to that game, it's just Eckler, Keenan Allen. That you could take Gerald Everett, you could take Donald Parham, you could take Quentin Johnson. It doesn't feel good if you click on any of them, but it does feel good if you just get Eckler or Keenan. Robert Woods is another one. Is he at practice today, or is he out? What do you mean? I think I saw him at practice. Somebody posted in our group chat a clip of him practicing. I probably won't take Robert Woods, but maybe if Robert Woods is playing, maybe I need to temper my expectations on Brown. I guess Robert Woods is a fine 6th round dart throw too, but I would probably throw a dart on Trenton Irwin before Robert Woods.
Yeah.
Like we saw Trent, not the guy getting there off the name value, but the week 5 when T was out, this dude ran 85 or 82% of routes. He got 23% of the targets. Like it was actually it was a game where I thought Tyler Boyd was going to get this usage, and then it just all went to Trenton Irwin. So I think he's another guy who I bumped up my ranks today, and I'll be drafting him. Jacksonville, San Fran. I've been going back and forth on this game. Like, I think it could be a 60 total point shootout. And then I go back to like, well, what if it's just a 17-14 game? CMC, you have to take him 1 overall. It's not really.
Yeah, you're crazy if you don't.
It's not. You can't really make a case to take anyone over CMC. The only case in my head is like healthy Jamar Chase with no T. Higgins. You think Jamar Chase is going to get 18 targets or some crazy shit, but CMC is pretty much the consensus for a while this week. And I still think right now, like Christian Kirk and Ridley are going really late in the Dawg Bowl. Like you're getting them in the 3rd plus round.
I saw Trevor Lawrence go undrafted in a Dawg Bowl.
Yeah, he's definitely gone undrafted in a couple of the ones I've done. That feels a little wrong when I see that. I guess people are taking like naked Josh Dobbs or the Sam Howells or whatever, and that's fine. Kyler Murray, we'll get to him in a second, but he's another one I see go ahead of him. I feel like with Lawrence, Ridley, Ingram, like is Zay Jones going to be in this week? I
don't know.
I'm leaning toward no. I guess I should have a full answer on that before I make a stand here, but I feel like Zay Jones or Christian Kirk. Here, I got the thing. Zay Jones was practicing this week. He has a brace on his right knee. He's just limited at practice. So I don't know. Maybe he'll play this week. If Zay Jones plays, it makes me like Kirk. Makes me like Ridley a little less. But I like Kirk the same. Think he's their slot guy. He's their over the middle guy. Yeah. Elias has no Zay most likely. Zay has felt super fragile this year. So, here we go. 3 hours ago, Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson says it's probably a long shot that Zay plays. So yeah, I'm going to operate with the assumption that he doesn't play. And I think that just means Ridley, Kirk, and Ingram are locked into their targets. They're higher floor plays. I mean, Ridley's not a floor play. Let me preface. But like Kirk and
Ingram and yeah,
they're gonna get 8+ targets probably, and they're good targets. Like they're not the sideline targets that are just deep bombs. So I really like taking them with CMC. Purdy's free at the end of these drafts. Ayuk is getting steamed. He's going around the 1-2 turn now. Debo is still going around 30th. So it's interesting to see that discrepancy. I haven't been taking much Kittle. I feel like with the San Fran wide receivers, like it's easy to take CMC, but then with Ayuk, Debo, and Kittle, it's like, okay, one of them probably will get a lot of points, like whether it's 25 plus or whatnot, but you don't know which one. So you kind of have to just sprinkle them in and hope you get the right one. I don't think there's a really like, I don't think there's a way that Kittle gets 30 and then Ayuk also gets 30. Like, I don't think like stack them. Like, I don't know. It's not like I would be fine taking Ridley and Kirk with Lawrence, or I would be fine taking Ingram and Kirk and Lawrence. Whereas with San Fran, I'm not taking CMC, Kittle, Purdy. I'm just taking Purdy and CMC, or Purdy and a pass catcher, and I'm done with it.
Are you taking ETN at all with Lawrence and a Jags receiver? Or?
I think I've done that on one of my 20 lineups. I'm not against it because I just feel like they're very concentrated.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're playing for the Jags, put up 30 plus points, especially if ETN gets a receiving touchdown. I mean, that's the ultimate feel good. Like if you get there because ETN gets a 8-yard receiving touchdown and 1 rushing touchdown and then all the yards, and then Lawrence throws for 3+ passing touchdowns, like that feels not unlikely or not crazy. So yeah, I'm fine taking them. I don't mind it. And like you said, like Lawrence is pretty free. ETN's going around 8, 9-ish, and Lawrence is sometimes free. You have to be careful too, because it depends on how many dog wheel drafts you're doing, but some drafts Lawrence isn't going, and then other drafts on like the 4-5 turn or something, one of the guys is just double tapping Lawrence plus Ridley or Kirk or Ingram. So it's like you don't really want to reach for Lawrence, but there is a chance that you're not going to get him for free in the 5th or 6th with your ETN stack. This next game, Seahawks, Washington. I was looking at Gino's stat lines this year, and he really has not done anything that's made you happy. This is basically the consensus. like Gino's best game was quarterback 9 on the year.
That's tough.
Like, so people are like, but this is Washington, right? Like, if he's gonna get right, it has to be against Washington.
And it's not like he's played awful. He just hasn't been putting up crazy fantasy stats.
Yeah, his fantasy stats have just been rough. So in my head, if I'm taking Gino and Lockett or Gino and DK, I like Lockett more, but I need to have a bring back. Like, I need to either have McLaurin, Dotson, or Brian Robinson, like one of those 3 probably with my Gino. I don't really want Gino plus Lockett or Gino plus DK and no Washington player, because I just don't think they're going to get there without a Washington player going off with them. They're pretty content to just run the ball with Kenneth Walker and Charbs, and just, if they don't need to throw it, they're not going to throw it.
What's the spread in this game?
It is 6. They're 6-point favorites.
Could you be convinced of a 6th round Antonio Gibson because he's their pass catching back? And so like the narrative of Seahawks get up to a 14-0 lead early and Gibson catches 7 balls.
Yeah, I mean, Gibson's best game has been 13 PPR points. And I don't know if he has the ceiling.
Yeah.
If he catches 7 balls, I feel like he needs 2 touchdowns to really get you there. So I probably wouldn't take Gibson. Like in the 6th round, you can still get most drafts, Alexander Madison, and you know that Cam Akers is not a thing right now. You get James Conner, who we know James Conner can put up 20 underdog points if he plays a full game. And then honestly, yeah, those are the two I think that I would take. And then after that, I mean, you can make a case for Najee Harris, Jalen Warren. It's like that gross tier, like Gus Edwards. You're just betting on an efficient touchdown day, but I probably would not be taking Antonio Gibson. Mass says San
Yeah.
Fran plays lots of zone and Ridley destroys zone.
What about
Like that.
Joshua Kelly?
Dude, you're the fucking Joshua Kelly truther. I mean, the
Joshua
time
Kelly's
to play
only good
Joshua
as
Kelly,
RB2.
the time to play Joshua Kelly is when Eckler is playing. We know you can't play Joshua
Exactly.
Kelly when it's just his backfield.
Solo
in
Joshua
what
Kelly,
world-
bad.
What script? So like you need a week 1 week where Joshua Kelly gets 40% of the rushing attempts and puts up 15 plus points. What does that look like this week? Like I feel like this isn't a Joshua Kelly week because they're against Detroit. Like they're gonna that the Chargers didn't look good on prime time this last week, to say the least.
Hmm.
And
It is one of the best defenses though in the NFL.
but Detroit is definitely a good defense too. They're not a slouch.
Yeah, but their front seven, I don't know if it's as good.
Hutchinson gonna create a problem, maybe. I don't know how your tackle is, but I probably am not playing Josh Kelly this week, Soby. That's too galaxy brain for me. Yeah, Mass says it's an Everett week. I would play Everett. I've actually taken Everett on like 1 or 2 dog bowls because he's just you're at the end and it's like K Dot and Everett, whatever. These lower games, some of them are gross, but then some of them have spots I like. We have Kyler Murray coming back. I'm so bullish on Marquise Brown with semi-healthy Kyler Murray. Even if you don't think Kyler is going to scramble, if you think he just stays in the pocket and throws, I think that's just really good for Marquise Brown. I think he's a little undervalued this week, honestly. I've been taking him a bit. The thing that's tough for me on this game is the Atlanta side of the ball. I'm actually comfortable taking Drake London. He goes for free in these drafts in the 5 and 6. Bijan's the tough one for me, where I keep going between he's a generational talent, he's going to have a breakout game, and then Arthur Smith. Bijan falls in the mid to late 20s very often. Seen him go in the 30s in the dog bowl. I click on him every now and then because I just know that it's Bijan and he can do shit. And like, isn't Arthur Smith gonna worry about his job at some point? Like, is there gonna be a point in time where the media is going after Arthur Smith, all the fantasy bros are going after Arthur Smith, like the fucking owners of the team are gonna be like, yeah, like why isn't Arthur Smith playing the guy that we drafted with a top pick, and why is he playing Tyler Algier? So that it's really not one of those like projection things. It's like one of those gut things of like, well, maybe they won't be fucking stupid. So I'm gonna click on Bijan. How do you feel about Bijan? Like, do you think if your options are David Montgomery, Aaron Jones, Saquon, that's kind of what's around Bijan in 25 to 30 range. Is anything getting you to Bijan over them?
Yeah, I'm not being psyoped into drafting Giants players against the Cowboys.
No.
No.
Good call.
No, I'm not interested in that particular psyop.
With Tommy DeVito, Danny DeVito's quarterback.
Yeah, the Sopranos quarterback. No, I kind of like Bijan this week. I don't know. I think that he's, especially in something like the Dog Bowl, he's just the kind of guy where if you told me one of those players dropped 40 this week, he'd be the one I'd bet on. And so, like, I'll take that chance, I guess.
Yeah,
I think Crutches was talking about this. He's like, obviously, because everyone's on Arthur Smith's ass right now. Like
everybody
is, right? And it's not just us like fantasy bros anymore. So this might be the week where he's like, I need to play my best plays so I don't lose my fucking job.
Yeah, we're praying. So I'm taking Bijan because I also there's the sunk cost fallacy of I've just been betting on him and he hasn't hit, so I can't miss when he hits because I've been taking him every fucking week.
Yeah.
Chat says Aaron Jones is interesting, good usage this week. Yeah, I like Aaron Jones as well. He's the person who I'm actually taking a little bit over David Montgomery, just because I think AJ Dillon sucks. And I think they finally showed last week that they're just willing to feed Aaron Jones. He seems healthy. That's a close game, too. It's a game at Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh's only 3-point favorites. So
Hold on, we
low
skipped
scoring.
over the Saints-Vikings game. There was actually big news that just came out like a minute ago.
Oh, shit.
Justin Jefferson was upgraded to questionable, so he is
Oh.
now going to be swappable on Underdog,
He's gonna.
which
So
I think
at the
is
beginning
like a
of the
pretty
week,
big deal.
At the beginning of the week, he was questionable, and I have a couple of the draft boards saved in our chat. Let me pull them up. But I know like Sacrilege and a few other of the we'll say smarter Chads. They were taking Jefferson, by the end of the third round. Some of them were taking him in the second. So I'm guessing he's gonna go back up to that spot. I don't think he'll go later than the fourth. Especially with the news that, Dobbs is better than Hall for Jefferson. So we'll see. I was trying to find somebody with Justin Jefferson went 10 in the first draft I did of the week. He went 10th. Second draft I did, he went 8th. And then third draft I did, he went 21st. So some wide variety there, but I'm definitely interesting to see that. Are you so going back to this Minnesota game? I'll take Madison and Hawkinson. I guess I'm gonna take Jefferson now, but I don't want to take Jefferson until after like the Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins tier of stuff goes. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe
I've been drafting a lot of Hawkinson. Madison in the 6th round of Dog Bowls.
Yeah.
I will be drafting a lot of Jefferson. I like the game. I just think Josh Dobbs is good. I think that people are discrediting, it's like, oh, it was a funny story. The Falcons suck. But like, I think maybe my kind of counter to that is like, I think Josh Dobbs might just be good. And I'm not sure that he's that big of a downgrade from Kirk Cousins. And so like, I like all these guys.
I think he's probably a bigger downgrade from Kirk, but I mean, he's an upgrade over Jaren Hall. I think Dobbs I like more as like a quarterback who I like taking. I almost like Dobbs like akin to like Danny Jones.
Because of the running.
Yeah, that's kind of how I think about him, where he can get there, but his wide receivers might just not get there at all. I don't know. Yeah, I have a hard time thinking that like Dobbs is good for. I mean, it's good relative to Hall, but it's not good relative to Kirk. This next game, so we kind of touched on Steelers and Green Bay with Aaron Jones. I'm not going to the Green Bay passing side of things here. I haven't taken Christian Watson. I haven't taken Jordan Love on a single team. I haven't taken Dukes or Jaden Reed, and I haven't taken Musgrave. Like, I've literally only taken Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I'm not drafting any of those guys.
But I think Deontay Johnson is draftable, and I think you can always make a case, especially in the Dog Bowl, to draft George Pickens. George Pickens is going for free at the end. Last 2 weeks have not been good for George Pickens usage. It was very clear that as soon as Deontay came back, you can kind of see this target share dip to 13 and 18%. Last game kind of weird. I don't know why he had a 4.68 odd.
Maybe a little bit of a squeaky wheel narrative with him this week too.
Mm-hmm.
He's been He was
Yeah, they're
pretty
favorites. I mean,
upset.
the thing with fucking George Pickens is he's just like a giant pouty baby. He after the game, even if they win, he's unfollowing people on Instagram. He's like taking Pittsburgh out of his bio. He's deleting old tweets of him and Pittsburgh shit. It's like, dude, you guys have won the game. Is he that mad? So yeah, maybe. Deontay is going in the early 30s, and then I'm seeing Pickens go like at the end, if not undrafted. So I think you can definitely make a case for Pickens. Tampa Bay, Tennessee, really low over under, but I think it's a game where people are still attracted to it because the people and the names. People are still taking Mike Evans early. People are taking DeAndre Hopkins early. Henry's going in the mid 20s. And then for whatever reason, Godwin just kind of gets forgotten about. I've got Godwin 4th, 5th round, the Dog Bowl, just chilling. I think him and Mike Evans, obviously Mike Evans is kind of the 1A to them being, the one, to Godwin being the 1B, but it's not that crazy difference. Godwin's
Mhm.
getting 23% of targets. Mike Evans is getting 23% targets. 27% of the air yards for Godwin, 37 for Mike Evans. I don't know if I feel like the ADP gap between them is just not really that justified, because I could see like Chris Godwin's getting 10 catches for 75 yards and a touchdown or two.
Yeah,
So
I agree with that.
I've really liked Godwin at the end of drafts. Other than that, I'm not really in love with Derrick Henry. I've taken him a few times, but he's not somebody. I will say this is the time of the year that it seems like Derrick Henry excels. It's like past the second half of the season or the second half of the season, Derrick Henry just runs through people and breaks off these long runs. It really only takes like 2 of those runs for him to have a huge day. He gets like 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. So I do sprinkle him in, but it's not my favorite. Uh, Giants and Cowboys. We were just talking about this, how gross it is. The Cowboys are 17.5-point favorites. The Giants have a 10.75 team total.
That's insane.
Very rare to see a team at almost under 10 points. Yeah, Saquon, I was taking a little bit in the beginning of the week. He feels like a 4 play. Like you're like, okay, I'm gonna take Saquon. He's gonna get me like 7.5 points. Like maybe in the best case, he gets me 17 to 20. But yeah, he's a gross click.
Yeah, I feel like this like a Saquon draft is purely just like, what if he breaks a 60-yard touchdown run, and then like, what if he does it again?
That's really it.
Yeah.
On the on the Cowboy side, I mean, we are due for Tony Pollard to not fuck us. We are very due. Is this the week he does it? I don't know, but he's going very high in drafts. People are drafting him like he's going to put up 20 fantasy points.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't do it this, if he doesn't do it this week, he has Carolina next week. So they have a really easy schedule. I don't know. I'm taking a little bit of him, but I'm not taking him over. And this could just be stupid, but I'm not taking him over ETN. I'm still taking ETN over him. Just because with ETN, we've seen it multiple weeks in and out. He's getting the scores. Matchups be damned, he's getting the scores.
Yeah, you just know that he's a priority in the offense in a way that you don't know Pollard is.
Exactly. And on the flip side, CD Lamb is a tough click for me. I don't know if you remember 3 weeks ago when I did 100 dog bowls, I did not take CD Lamb a single time. And what does CD Lamb do?
Yeah, it was tough.
He had a career game and he buried me. And then what did he do last week? He did well again. So I'm taking a little bit more CD Lamb. I don't know if the coaches got together and they're like, yeah, this guy's like really good and our other wide receivers suck. Like maybe we should not be throwing it to Michael Gallup 10 times, but maybe we should throw it to CD. So I'm taking a little bit more CD and bite my tongue when I do it. But it's not like you don't really think that, oh, they're going to need to throw to CD more than a dozen times to win this game. So it is tough to be over allocated to him. And then last but not least, before we hop in, it's Baltimore Ravens and the Browns. We have an AFC North divisional game. It's just at the beginning of the week, Lamar and Andrews are going at the 1-2 turn.
Mhm.
Now Lamar is going in the 20s. The ETR has Lamar as like not even a top 5 quarterback on the week. Lamar FUD feels a little too far now. Like at the beginning of the week, maybe you could argue he was steamed a bit, but now it's like, yeah, if I can get Lamar in the mid-20s, he's still Lamar Jackson. And like the Browns are the Browns. We've seen them implode. It might not be a pretty game. Lamar might get there naked. It might be one of those like 2 or 3 rushing touchdown games out of Lamar. But I don't want to have none because it's this AFC North game. Like I still want to sprinkle in some of him.
Yeah, and still, like, getting the Lamar Andrews stack is like pretty elite correlation.
Yeah, it feels comfy regardless. And then on the other side, I'm not really taking Jerome Ford, Kareem Hunt, but I am peppering in just a little bit Amari Cooper. We know Amari Cooper has high upside. There is the whole home road splits thing where Amari Cooper seems to do really well at home on the court or
Mhm.
on the field that he knows, and then he doesn't do well on the road. But I don't know. We'll see. Let's hop into some dog wolves though. I know we have a lot of drafts to do, so
Let's do it.
See where we're at here. Had a good one yesterday. I tilted crutches so bad.
We got 4 spots left.
Let's go.
Come
I'm
on.
3
drafting.
spots.
I'm drafting through what's it called Firefox today because my Chrome, for whatever reason, just like thinks it's always on auto clicker mode. So anytime I open up Underdog, it's just like entering new content.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be honest. The auto entry bot, it works. It's not elegant,
It
and
gets
so
the
like
job done.
I only use Chrome for auto entering on Underdog, and I
Yeah,
use Arc for everything else.
I have 30% Anthony Davis through 45 drafts. 70% Sengun, but it's 61% Rudy Gobert, like 41% Maxi. We need to do a little tweaking. Surprised how much Rudy Gobert it gave me. I don't think I guess I have him at like 24, and he's going at 30, so I got him every draft. We got one
Yeah,
more.
he.
Anybody in the crowd who wants to hop? Oh, we're full already.
There we go.
I'm in. Oh, look at.
I have some Gobert.
Badge Bro Central, dude. Classic.
We got Crutches, Crash Rich, Tanner. Everyone's a badge bro in here. Johnny Football. We're in for a treat. So if I get one of these 3 people, I'm going to be happy. Hope that somebody else takes CD. I've seen a couple people take not CMC 1 overall, and I'm never 2 when it happens. And I tilt so hard.
Yeah, it's like I saw Embiid go at 3 a couple times today, and I'm just watching like, oh man, I wish I was there to draft Embiid at 3.
Like that could have been me.
I don't know if I'm going to go at 12.
12. So I've been getting smashed with 10, 11, 12 picks, and I took a lot of like Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, which is already dead. Got a little bit of Lamar, Andrews. Sometimes I just take like you'll see like Ayuk and Mixon go at the 1-2 sometimes. I got these custom rings. So hopefully this guy takes CD and I'll go Amon-Ra, but if not, I'm going to go Chase. And I think it's really easy to argue that you should just go Chase over Amon-Ra too, but we got Crutches in here. Crutches is going very hard this week. He's entered every dog bowl. Or while he's awake, at least. I don't think he's queuing up autos while he sleeps, but it's a grind trying to max.
It really is. It's
When I did the week of 100,
not easy.
I was doing every lobby I could get into from noon to midnight every day.
That's crazy.
Because these things don't fill that fast in the beginning of the week too, especially at night. Like last night, I fell asleep waiting for it to fill, and I auto drafted a lineup. Like, I woke up and just saw like, oh, 6 hours ago you're on the clock, and I'm like, what did I get? I got like Nico Collins. Yeah, it wasn't the best auto drafted. I wish on the rankings on like Underdog it had a number to the left or the right of the plus and minus buttons where you add people, where it told you like what slot that is in your ranks. It's like, I know I have 37 people in my ranks. Like which one's 24? Like, I don't want to count. I want to just slide shit and be good.
Oh yeah. That's actually a good. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Like I want Sengun at like 26. I might have had him at 21, but now I'm counting and trying to like move him and Rudy around just so I don't get buried with more of them. Like I want more Rudy than Towns. So I want Rudy ahead of Towns, but I don't want 60% Rudy. Johnny
There goes
Football just
Justin
put
Jefferson at 11.
with the doubtful tag.
I think he's back to questionable.
Okay.
I think it might show doubtful, but I think that he's swappable now.
Okay, cool. If you draft someone when they're doubtful and then they go back to questionable, does that change on your doubtful draft too?
I
Or
don't
does
think
it...
so.
Interesting. Yeah, Crutches made a good point. He's like, I knew I should have been clicking on JJ in round 6. I feel like, yeah, I don't. Why would they play him? Like, what is the Vikings record right now?
They
Oh,
are
wow,
trying to make the playoffs. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they're 5-4. They're on a 4-game win streak. That's actually interesting. They're on a 4-game win streak when Justin Jefferson's been on IR. I mean, they did beat the Bears, the Packers, and the Falcons, but they also beat the 49ers, and that was an impressive game. Their losses are to really only decent teams. They lost to the Chiefs, Chargers, and Eagles. Oh, and I guess they lost to, is this preseason? No. They lost to the Vikings or the Buccaneers first game of the season. Yeah, so they have to play him to try to make playoffs.
Yeah, I think he'll play.
Got the Aaron Jones at 19. What are we looking like here? Soby went Laporte. Bijan at 13. Soby said, fuck it.
Yeah,
I did that once
honestly,
at the turn there. It feels so gross. Like, I get it.
You have to do it. It sucks, dude. Because I'm not going to get any running backs.
This is why I've been taking Hawkinson. Because I'm like, I don't really want to take DK. I know I'll get these other guys later. I don't want to take Derrick Henry. I have this problem at DK Metcalf. Have you ever seen his diet?
Mm-hmm. Skittles and...
Dude, he just like DoorDashes candy. Like he eats like I did in the bull run with just like, oh yeah, I'm just eating like 3 bags of gummy clusters. And for whatever reason,
dope.
like I can't take that player seriously. Like, is that gonna be the guy who puts up $150 and 2 touchdowns? Like, he doesn't even care enough about himself to like eat nutritious food. He's just DoorDashing candy. Like, I don't know, man. I have
you're
also...
an athlete, dude.
What?
You're an athlete, and you.
No, I'm not an athlete, but I know that if I was
clicker, dude,
trying to get my body in the best shape possible, I probably wouldn't be smashing candy. Like that wouldn't be the obvious strategy to me. Where's this Andrews? Is the Andrews owner trying to get Lamar at 31? Because I might take him at 28. He's fancy Devontae Parker. Is Devontae Parker on the candy diet as well? I might not know this. Or do you just mean he's dust? It's fancy dust. He eats, yeah, that. Just DoorDash $50 worth of candy to your place because you just fuck it, like, whatever. Andy said Nico Collins is out. I got an idea.
Yeah. What if?
What
Someone
if?
takes a naked CJ Stroud and just fucks me over. I'm ready. I'm emotionally battered enough for that to happen. I can handle it.
I'm debating if I want to pepper in a Debo here. I've kind of told myself that this is the tier of running back to fade, and I can just take James Conner and Madison and get the same score that one of these guys was going to put up. I do like the idea of a Lamar. If I take the Keenan, I can't really stack it with anybody. I'm just going to go with the Debo. This also lets me take a Ridley or a Kirk later. Beast mode was different. I was watching the old clips of Marshawn Lynch for my buddy. We were driving to like Michigan to pick up weed, and I don't even know what came up, but something came up like primetime Marshawn Lynch, and we were just watching the old clips of him like hold my dick, put the team on the back, like those
What a
like
Chad.
12-year-old videos.
Oh yeah.
Timeless.
That was like the golden age of the internet, man.
Greg Jennings broken leg in Madden running a touchdown
Oh yeah.
for Darren Sharper. We didn't know how good we had it. Like the Windows
No, we
Media
really
Player
didn't.
transition.
Oh, someone's getting a call.
Soby.
That's me.
Tyler Boyd going at 31.
That's crazy because I was hoping to get him as a bring back for this team that I'm making right now. I didn't expect that.
I understand that T. Higgins is hurt, but I'm not sure the work goes to Tyler Boyd. Like I really think Trenton Irwin could be the guy you need. You could bring it back with a Trenton Irwin.
Yeah, I might.
Or if you want to go really off the board, what's that dude's name? Like
Andre Iosovas.
Yeah.
He's kind of good. I like
He
it.
gets a one catch
Yeah.
for one touchdown. Soby's coming up on the turn.
I'm cooking right now, dude. I'm about to cook something up right here.
I'm waiting to see it. Herbert. Marquise. Okay, I like it. Are you a Quentin Johnson fan? Like, do you think?
Yeah, I'm about to take him.
You think he's due?
I think he's a fucking bum, but it is what it is. It's actually so. I have so much Quentin Johnson in best ball, and he was going around. It was like him, Zay Flowers, and Jordan Addison were all like maybe 2.2 picks away from each other.
Yeah,
I just kept clicking him and clicking him. I'm like, dude, we just spent a first round pick on him. Then Mike Williams goes down. I'm like, oh, Mike Williams is down. Like, this is his time to shine. No. Josh Palmer's now gone. And I'm like, this is now his time to shine. He did have his like best game, I guess, which was like 4 catches for like 40 yards against the Jets. But hopefully we see something here.
I mean, he is due. Like,
well, that matchup was just really bad. Like, respectfully, if he's out there, my boy QJ, like, I'm not. You know, I would feel pretty bad if I was Quentin Johnson and I was playing against, you know, someone like DJ Reed or Sauce Gardner, like he's about to get cooked.
yeah, going against Sauce Gardner. Oh,
There's the naked Stroud. Oh, it's brutal.
Just very typical out of Lee. He got his spreadsheet and he just turns his brain off and clicks. He already got his ticket to the Dog Bowl, and he's entering 100 of these a week. There was a draft yesterday where it was like I had pick 53 or 55, and Crutches had Tank and Schultz, and I knew he wanted Stroud, but it was like for me, I have Stroud in his own tier, and I just took him and stacked a Noah Brown and just create a mutiny in the chat. See, like he got me back taking my Christian Kirk that I had queued up. He's watching the stream. He knows me. I think right here, what I've done before is either Godwin or Goff. I'll take Goff with Amon Ra. Just get that. I think maybe I could have pushed it because I don't think you would have taken Goff, and
No, I wouldn't have.
I don't think Josh would have. But I'll just take it. You guys can take 6 wide receivers. That way, I get a shittier choice. It's like the Addison, Godwin, yeah, all these guys really. And then I'm kind of praying for the last pick, James Conner, honestly. Quentin Johnson's half a foot taller than the Lions D. It's got to be his week. Yeah. I mean, he's a tall guy. He's got to do it. Are you looking
Short
for like a
gains.
Sam Howell on the comeback here? You just going into the 6th round and seeing what QB they give you because they're all kind of.
I'm not going to take Howell here. I'll just wait.
You might get him in the 6th.
Yeah.
Where's the McLaurin guy? He doesn't have a quarterback yet. I probably should have taken Godwin, but honestly, what I would like to do here, I don't know if I'll get this. Drake London and Connor, just like a little correlation there would be nice. I feel like I have to take Drake London there first, and then I have to hope Connor comes back.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry, that's who I was
there you
taking
go.
is London.
You're
My
good.
yeah, then I'll that way I can take Heineke or Howell.
Yeah, this is where I'll take the James Conner because I don't want to get stuck. I have too many combinations of Madison plus Hawkinson with no bringback. If I did that again, I would probably go like Shaheed or something from New Orleans just to stack it up. I'm gonna go Connor though. So many other options really. Pickens and this is a week where you get Lamar and Zay for free. Like you get Zay in this 5th round, just chilling. Feels comfy to I mean, it is Cleveland, but see what Crutches takes. Probably Trevor Lawrence or is Geno still up? I think you take Geno. There really isn't that. This is like the end tier of tight end. There's
I have to
nothing.
finish this draft and I have to go to get the D. I'll be right back. I'll get this DHL guy.
Let's go. Artifact close. Every time DHL comes, it's for Artifact for me. I don't have anything else. Dave just said he isn't swappable, but
Who? Jefferson?
you know.
Fuck, the guy left.
Really?
I mean, he called me 10 minutes ago.
Oh. You
That
don't.
was the DHL guy. Fuck,
Don't they, dude? When you get a DHL thing, don't you just sign it on the phone?
This is my Artifact sneakers, and they got stuck in customs, and so I had to sign for them.
I gotcha. I've gotten a lot of the Artifact stuff, and I always just do the when you get the text message, click the link, and then you can sign off in that link, and then they'll drop it off without any signing.
Oh, yeah.
At least you got back in time to hand click Quentin Johnson. You don't need to auto it. You get to lock it in. What if Johnny Football just took him from you right now? Just uncorrelated.
I wouldn't blame him. Fuck it. Live his
Irv
truth.
Smith Jr. The naked Joe Burrow. What do we got coming back? I mean, only 2 of these people need a quarterback before you.
Dude, this
Manning,
is the
so.
most redacted shit ever. Here we go. Are you guys ready for this?
Jameson
Dude.
Wow.
with Laporta. You didn't want to just go like.
No, I'm retarded.
You didn't want
Anything
to pick like a
else?
better player or anything like that?
No, I should. I was thinking, why didn't I just not take George Pickens? But my whole thesis is the Chargers are going to implode on a 90-yard Jameson Williams bomb. We do it for
That's
the
gonna
bit.
bring the Chargers.
I really should just click Zay Flowers, dude.
I
Johnny Football probably thinks I'm redacted as fuck. You wouldn't be wrong.
last night I had a Goff Amon Ross stack, and I had 3 players queued up, and I came back. All 3 of them were gone, and I don't even know why. I panic clicked on Josh Reynolds. Like I didn't even take Jameson. Just felt like I burned $25 immediately.
I'm doing it for the content, dude.
You already got a ticket. You're doing it for the second ticket.
What's do we know what that event is going to be like at all?
I have the itinerary, bro, but I'm gatekeeping it.
Fair enough.
But I don't know. I barely looked at it. I think we're going to like some hotel, and we have like dinner the day before, and then you go to like, I think it's some like sports bar thing is where the draft is going to be. They like rented it out or something.
Let's fucking go.
I'm excited. I mean,
I gotta go talk
hopefully
to
I can punch a ticket to play, but I'm just excited to be there. I think it'll be fun.
I mean, you're making so much on NBA, bro. Every day I click leaderboard and I see my boy. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing fine. NBA is a
Did you
good
shave
time.
half your mustache?
No, it's just sometimes it's very light. Sometimes just like in the light you can't really see it.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, but it kind of looks like
a
a Hitler stash sometimes in the wrong lighting. Like you
Yeah,
can't really see the edges. It's not good.
I thought you were just on some different shit, you know? I thought you were taking the square root of the mustache.
Yeah.
The square root of the mustache.
All right, well, I'm
Is there
gonna run
ever a
'cause I
world
have
where you
delivery.
psyop yourselves into taking one of these 3 Atlanta people at James Conner over George Pickens?
I'm gonna head out, guys. I gotta go take this fucking
All right.
THL guy. But I love you guys.
No,
Everyone,
I
good
think it's
luck.
definitely Pickens
Let's
here.
ship it.
See
Let's
ya.
ship it. Mwah.
Let's ship it. I'm down to run another one or do a NBA or 2 if you want.
Yeah, I'm down. You want to? I'm down to run another one of these, or you see the heat check that they dropped
Oh, the winner take all?
for NBA? Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
10-person draft.
Oh. 120 entrants? I'm down to do that. I'm gonna hop in and see how close it is to
All right,
8 to go. Oh, we have
I'm
them.
in. We got space.
I'm sure
I'm
these
in
open
too.
fast. I have the
Yeah.
auto clicker up in the other screen, just entering Fast Break Friday.
Let's go.
Yeah, for the
I'm
people
already
who don't-
maxed for the NBA.
Oh, there's also that single entry $20 we can do too.
Yeah, if you want to do that while we wait, I can watch because I
Okay.
already did the single entry.
Cool, let's do that. We're hopping in the ankle breaker for the people. That one's also 5 to go. Okay, I picked a bad time to hop in there. We'll just keep them both open and see what happens here. While we open up a bunch of these Fast Break Fridays. The biggest learning curve for me in NBA has been like trying to massage, because I don't do my own productions. Like I just have to wait for ETR because I'm an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's trying to massage the projection rankings with like the actual ADPs so that I'm not taking such hard stances on people because I'm going off projections. Like we were just talking before with the Shangoon, where I ended up with 70% of him because I think I had him like at 20 or something. And like I want him in the 6th round. I don't want him in the 4th or the 5th. So I need to put him like, what's the first pick of the 6th round? Okay, well you're like 30, 31.
Yeah.
So you need to have him there. But like his ADP is 31. So it's like, do I want him at just like 28? Like where's that sweet spot? And then sometimes I psyops myself because I'll join I don't know, like I'll join a Fast Break Friday and just watch that specific draft. And then in some of those drafts, it's like, oh, this guy has them at 14. Like, I need to jack him up if I want to get him. And then I'll jack him up, and it's like, well, no one else really had him at 14. It was just that one sample size that I looked into.
Yeah, that's why
it's-
I'll do either, depending on the day, I'll do like either 15, 20, or 25 draft kind of buckets and then reevaluate from there. And like I'll watch individual ones more so just like for fun, but I'm not really trying to influence my rankings based on it unless I know like T-Box is in every single draft I'm doing and like I'm kind of PvPing him in the drafts or something, then maybe I'll move things around because I know how he drafts or like what his rankings are.
Does
If 4
T-Box
people
do
left.
his... Oh, Anthony Davis is now probable now, so I'm going to
Oh,
move
let's
him
go.
up.
That is huge for me.
I
At
just moved him
30%.
up to 6. I feel like I'm right behind you there. I've only done 44, but I had 30% Anthony Davis.
Yeah, see, that's why this is another reason why I like drafting early. Is I felt very strongly that Zion and AD were going to play, and so I just drafted a fuck ton of them. And so like I was basically already maxed by the time Zion was declared in. So I have like 28% of him, and a lot of it's in the 5th round. And like AD, I have 30% of, and almost I think I exclusively was drafting him in the 2nd round. And so like I have really good exposures to them, and really really great closing line value on their ADP.
Yeah, that's something I don't have a good read on yet in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, it just comes with time. But like something
like
like
in general,
Zion
it's
being out for
better to take
personal
the Q.
reasons. Yeah, I'll basically I think one of the biggest edges in NBA is just like not being psyops by the Q tag and just drafting them.
The thing I've noticed too, like, have you been doing the layup line at night?
Sometimes depends if I'm busy or like if Ali and I are watching a show or something, I won't. But
Yeah, some of those drafts are like people don't want to click on the Q at all.
yeah,
Like the Devin Booker Q last week, or I think that was last week before he played. He was going in like the 2nd or 3rd round on a small game slate. And you're like, okay, like, yeah, he might not play, but like if he does, now you
if
have a
he
team
does,
that it's something like Jokic plus Devin Booker, and then everybody else's their team is like Jokic and I don't know, Cade Cunningham or something.
yeah.
Paul George. Okay, this one's at 2, and then the other one's at 3.
Yeah, I
Which
feel
one
like the
fills
heat check will
first?
fill pretty quickly here.
People can do how many heat checks? Like 3?
I think it's 3.
There's some limit on it. See if we have anybody in the audience come join us in the heat check streets. I think I'm in another 25 fast breaks. Do you, when you're doing like say you're doing 25 and you see that when you're entering, your 25th one all at once, like there's still 3 or 4 people in it, like does that make you pause and like wait a second, or is it just always like that?
What
Like
do you
where
mean?
there's just like if I'm entering 25 right now and I'm waiting for them to fill, and when I'm making my like 25th entry, it still shows that 3+ people are already immediately in the lobby. Like, is it always like that, or?
No, and that's another reason I like drafting early in the morning. Never like that at like 8 in the morning or
Yeah,
the night
like right
before.
now, like everyone I did just.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of names that and it's a bunch of smart guys.
Yeah, I
And
see
like,
Nez. I think Nez is doing a.
yeah, and so that's the other thing too, and that's why I'm like I just feel so confidently that like drafting early is the right move. At least so far based on this season. But like up until like 8:30 in the morning Eastern time, maybe like one or two guys like NP. He'll jump in sometimes in the morning, but it's like one or two random ones. So it's mostly no Badgers. It's mostly like random dudes who I don't really know. They'll maybe get in a couple, and then T-Box will start drafting at like 10 a.m. or something. And from then on, basically, at almost any point during the day, you're probably going to have a bunch of other sharper players in your
Yeah.
drafts. And so you get the softest lobbies early because projections aren't out yet. And so if you can get to a place where you feel comfortable enough with your rankings, projections, all of that, I think it's just like such a massive edge.
My thing is like I'm not even up. I wake up at like 9
Yeah.
most days.
Yeah, I wake up at like 7.
You're on the European cheat
Yeah, I've
code.
been sleeping in a bit lately though. I've been staying up too late watching basketball. I need to start going to bed early
It's
again.
tough to go to bed when like there's money on the line, and especially when it's that 10:30 game that's ending past midnight, and you're like
I know.
watching yourself.
And you're like,
watching
what
that
if
fucking
Markelle Fultz goes off?
It's like that. Was it Sacramento, Portland, or whatever the
Yeah,
Portland game
yeah.
was the other night? And you're like, oh my god, how much Jeremy Grant do I have? Like, holy shit! Like, oh my god, it's going to overtime. I need to stay up for 5 more minutes.
I know.
And actually, it's extra 15. The heat check is. I'm surprised with how. I mean, the fast break Fridays are filling immediately, but I'm sure
I just
people are
messaged
happy
in
that
the.
I'm also turning on autopilot now, because before I'd enter 25, no autopilot, and then I'd have my hand in the mud, so to speak. And I think that probably hurt me more than it helped me, just because like you open it up and you have like 5 seconds to look at your team, look at the top 10 guys on the list, and then be like, all right, what do I make different? And then when you make them all different, it's like, well, you don't really get as many that are your top ranks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. I think that people are like pretty bad. There's some really, really amazing hand drafters. Like Sam Olsen is probably the best one. But like Chip, Nick, a lot of these guys, and P Lame is Nick. They hand build, and I think like they're really good at it. I am not. I definitely am biased. I pick the same guys over and over again. I'll reach for guys I like, and like I know that about myself, which is one of the reasons I like auto drafting, because it like eliminates my ability to be biased and to like have my own personal opinions about basketball fuck it up. Versus like I think I'm good at knowing ball and making rankings and all of that. But then once I get into actual draft situations, I like to just kind of let the rankings speak for themselves.
Yeah, I think I get like too cute. There's been a few times where like Washington's playing somebody, and I'm like, okay, well, anytime I have like they're playing Miami, so I was like, okay, anytime I see Butler or Bam or Harrow, I'm gonna force pull or Kuzma onto this lineup, because if one of these Miami guys goes off, like it's probably because Washington didn't get blown out, and if Washington didn't get blown out, there's really only 2 people who stopped it. Oh shit! Both my drafts started, so we're gonna be doing both. I got 3rd
Let's
pick.
go.
Do you think I do? I might do LaMelo in my single entry as my 3rd overall.
I respect it.
Assuming I don't get those 2, but I'll show both here. Schefter doubling down, doesn't expect JJ to play. I can see that. All right, it's winner take all here. Got AD going at 5th. I think I just take Durant.
Yeah.
I like this Durant game because it's like Durant versus LeBron. I think this is me not knowing ball, but it's like, isn't that the game that they would want to like show up versus, they're not playing like Orlando or Utah or some shit.
Durant's also just been playing really well.
And there's no Booker. Like, that's the big thing. see what I'm getting in this other draft here. It's like McKenzie's auto picking. We got Tatum, Sabonis, Edwards. You could kind of see my custom ranks on the screen, what I was operating with over here. Sure, some of it's redacted. I moved Şengün down because he was like next to Zion and Paul George, so I was getting him every draft.
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, you know?
Yep, I got my LaMelo. Feels gross, but we got him 3rd overall in the single entry. We're doing 2 drafts right now. We are in a heat check. This 3-entry max, winner take all. It's a 10-person draft. And then on the other screen, I have the 6-person ankle breaker, which is the single entry 1K to first. I'm addicted to drafting Wemby. Are you also or no?
Yes, I have 30% 1B tonight. And again, I'm already maxed. Like I'm locked in. I have 30% 1B tonight.
I bought League Pass, and the games that I put on are the Spurs games. Like that's what I want to watch every time. I don't care who they're against. I'm like, oh, like, let me just see what Wemby's doing.
Yeah.
So like right here, my ranks have Kyrie over him because that's what ETR said. But like I'm just gonna take Wemby. And here's the single entry. We got Jaren Jackson or LeBron. I mean, Jaren Jackson's what my rank says, but it's one of those things where like, but LeBron is playing.
And it's a single
AD's
entry, so it's like, who really cares? You know, like
AD's in though. So
yeah. I'd probably take Jaren Jackson personally.
I'm gonna leave Jaren Jackson. That's one of those things where if we just got the news AD was out, obviously I'd be like, okay, I gotta take LeBron here. But we guys got the news he's in. Yeah. I'm addicted to Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson too. Like that's this 70-point Bane game when I had like 30% Bane or whatever, like I'm gonna be biased to take him way too much now. I find my bias in NBA too. It changes so fast because the slates like you've won every day. Whereas in NFL, it's like I might have a bias for 2 months because of something that happened.
Yeah, there's such like a deluge of information in the NBA.
In the NBA, it's like that bias changes in a day or 2 slates.
Yeah. I mean, Desmond Bane is awesome though. I really like him. He's such a good player.
I'm definitely gonna take Tyrese Maxey if he comes back. Okay. I'm gonna take Kyrie here. Actually, you know what? This is where I go like, I'm going to take Kyle Kuzma because I have LaMelo and this is my single entry. And if the game stays close, like, fuck it. Kyle Kuzma at 15. You entered the wrong draft. Which one are you in, Sneaker Dad? There's... I don't know which one you entered.
There's not that many drafts to enter.
Are you on another slate? This is vibing. Like my rank has Brandon Ingram up here, but my heart is like, what if you take Şengün? Because the ranks. He should be 14th overall.
Yeah, that's where I like a nice ADP slide from Ingram. Like I think that's way more unique.
Oh, it's gone. So now you're here, and it's like there really isn't that much of a slide.
Yeah, then you just take Şengün. Like
you can take one of the Minnesota guys with Wemby, but doesn't really feel like it's completely necessary.
Yeah.
This is like winner take all too, so I just want the 50+ point.
Yeah, you want the upside. You want the
like Cat's been on a stinker recently. I don't know what to make of it. Just 2 unlucky games. The Rudy Gobert's getting 21 rebounds, 12 rebounds. Like Rudy Gobert's kind of like Cat. He's putting up the scores that you kind of wanted from Cat, and then Cat's been.
Yeah, Cat kind of stinks. I don't really know what to do with him.
Oh, I'm back on the clock in the other draft. So this is where my rank says Kawhi, but I have Brandon Ingram like right under.
Yeah, I think that's where you got to follow your heart.
Yeah. I have such a big bias to not click on Brandon Ingram, and it's from like when he was drafted, and it's not anything to do with anything he's done in the last 5 years. And it's the same reason I like want to click on Kawhi, because I think of him from like 2017
Mm-hmm.
and when he was on Toronto, and I don't think of him in the right context probably. So had Fred VanVleet, Rudy Gobert, Nurkic, Cat, Brown, Russ. I'd really like a Oster or Gordon Hayward. I'd be pretty comfy with either of those, I think. Oh, I'm going in the other draft. What do we got? Pores, Bridges, Gobert.
Look, Kristaps isn't so bad.
No Ben Simmons tonight. Go with him. My issue, I have a hard time, like, I have a mental block on the Boston guys. Got my Hayward. Here. Yeah. The Boston guys, I'm just like, yeah, they're just probably going to steamroll the Nets, right? I guess I haven't looked at the spread.
I think they probably are just going to steamroll the Nets.
Does it tell me that I'm in games? There. Oh shit! It was loading. I got impatient. Yeah, that Washington game really sticks out. And then Dallas. They're 12-point favorites. Jesus Christ, yeah. Not great. Yeah, Cam Thomas is out. So Cam and Simmons are out. Does that make you want Bridges at all, Andy? Like, do you bump Bridges up a good bit, or?
Not really. I don't know. Like, nothing about that team is just like super exciting to me. The Celtics defense, I think, is decent. I'm just like pretty happy to kind of fade. I've generally kind of just like faded that game, to be honest with you.
How do you feel about? He already went. Brad Beal.
I'm not really taking him too much.
I'm on the clock in both here. I'm gonna go with Oster on this team. And then this is tough for me here. Like Mark Williams, I got this Hayward Mark Williams stack. Do they cannibalize each other?
I don't think so.
Or like Austin Reeves? Is he? He's not. He doesn't feel good to click.
No.
He feels better when there's an injury, but if he's only gonna play like 25 minutes, he does not feel like he could click. We're getting down into the Malik Monk tier. That's how I know it's getting a little grim. We still don't have De'Aaron Fox, right? I mean, Malik Monk could be who we need. Last pick. You got Jordan Poole. I love that. I'm addicted to.
Yeah, nice. I got a little game stack there. PJ Washington, Jordan Poole.
Yeah, Giddy's on the table. I don't normally take Giddy. Giddy is not now.
He hasn't been great this year. He was way better last year.
I only know him from this year, and he doesn't strike me as like that guy.
Yeah, he
Like
was
there's
putting
something
up some
like about
big
like
fantasy
Jordan
points games last
Clarkson
year.
or something. Like Jordan Clarkson, you know, he goes cheap, but like he can still be that guy sometimes.
Yeah.
Whereas like I
That's
don't
how
know
good he was last year. Like when SGA was out, people were drafting him in the first round. Like,
oh, and he's just. Do you think he's due to regress then? Like maybe.
I don't know. Like his metrics haven't actually looked that good. It's it's hard to say.
We are in the heat check sneaker, Dad. That we're in that one as well as the single entry. We were in both. Sorry. But yeah, you must have gotten your own heat check. Hope it wasn't ours. I didn't realize how many people just like do underdog NBA. Like I had blown it off last year, and now I'm like, wow, like this is just as active.
Yeah, they have a lot of people who play.
More active. I kind of like John Collins too. I don't know why. Think that's a bias from when he used to be on the Hawks, and I would pay like minimum price for him. Do you go to like
Well,
Spencer Dinwiddie
Walker
here?
Kessler's out, so like he's at least going to play good minutes. But yeah, he's hard to get to.
Are you ever clicking on Dinwiddie? Or no? that
Probably not. Like Derek White's back for the Celtics. He's a really, really good perimeter defender.
Got you. So I think ideally I just get Malik Monk. We'll see. Malik goes. I don't know what I'm going to click on. Maybe John Call. Keegan Murray's in play too, I guess. I'd rather have the guy with the ball in his hand though.
Yeah.
It's not a bad team. I don't know if having Hayward and Mark Williams is great in a winner take all. That's the only thing that feels a little off.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I shouldn't have taken Mark Williams. I could have taken Zach Collins or Keldon Johnson from the Spurs. That probably would have been better. But what if it goes to OT and those are the two guys you need? Never know. All right, you're 6.8. What are you getting? Daniel Gafford?
Might take Jabari Smith Jr., but I don't like it.
It doesn't feel good. I'm curious what the last guy takes. This is the first time I've ever done one of these winner take all contests.
Yeah, they're kind of fun.
Have you ever won one?
I have not. I've come very close, but I have not. The joke back in the day was we would call it the chip check instead of the heat check because Chip Skylar won it 2 days in a row, back to back.
Oh shit.
And back last season when they were doing it, I don't know why they're doing it so much smaller now. It was 8K to first. Yeah, and he won it back to back days.
I mean, I would rather them focus on I would rather have bigger prizes for the normal shit.
Yeah.
Than like.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they could support more contests. Like, I think that there's a decent amount of people who are just like gonna ape into whatever they put out there.
Yeah, like they're just gonna max it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I got the auto clicker up. I'm gonna shoot off another round of those, but I think we can wrap it up. I'm gonna be in dog bowls all day, so if people are drafting dog bowls today, good luck. I will see you there. I probably won't be hitting the BRs much this week for NFL. Basically, all my time in NFL now is just I do the dog bowl.
Gotta secure the spot.
But yeah, everybody, thanks for hanging out. Sneaker Dad, Mass, Elias, everybody else, Kayvon, Kevin. Had a good time vibing with you guys. Hope you guys do well in your contests. Hope to see one of us take home a fucking dog bowl ticket this weekend. We got to keep the streak going.
Yeah,
Crutches got his ticket last week, so one of us needs to get our ticket this week. But Andy, thanks for hanging with us. I hope you have a good night. I hope to see you littering all of the top of the NBA leaderboards like normal.
And you and me both. I'll see you out in the streets. Go buck the dog bowl this week. Yeah. Talk to you soon.